Love and sex are two of the most powerful forces in human life. They are often intertwined, but they are not the same thing. Love involves emotional connection, commitment, and often sacrifice. Sex, on the other hand, can be a physical act without emotional connection or commitment. The question of why love is expensive while sex is free is complex and multifaceted, and cannot be fully explained in just words. However, I will attempt to provide some insights on this topic. Firstly, it is important to define what is meant by and quote, expensive and quote, and quote, free and quote. Love is often considered expensive because it requires time, effort, and resources to cultivate and maintain. It involves emotional investment, compromise, and sacrifice. Love may also require financial investment, such as buying gifts, going on dates, or supporting a partner financially. Sex, on the other hand, is often considered free because it can be engaged in without any significant financial investment. One reason why love is expensive is that it involves a higher level of emotional and physical intimacy than sex. In a loving relationship, partners share their innermost thoughts and feelings, vulnerabilities, and aspirations. They trust each other with their deepest secrets and are committed to supporting each other through thick and thin. This level of emotional intimacy requires time, effort, and a willingness to be vulnerable. It also requires a level of selflessness and sacrifice, as partners are often called upon to put each other's needs before their own. Sex, on the other hand, can be a purely physical act that does not require the same level of emotional intimacy. While sex can be a deeply intimate and fulfilling experience, it can also be a casual, one-time encounter. Sex can be engaged in without any emotional commitment, and partners may not even know each other's names. This lack of emotional connection means that sex can be engaged in without any significant investment of time, effort, or resources. Another reason why love is expensive is that it involves a greater degree of risk and uncertainty than sex. When we love someone, we are opening ourselves up to the possibility of being hurt. We are putting our trust and faith in another person, and this can be a scary and vulnerable experience. There is always the risk that our partner may betray our trust, break our heart, or leave us. This risk and uncertainty can make love feel expensive, as we are investing our emotional energy in something that may not ultimately work out. Sex, on the other hand, involves a lower degree of risk and uncertainty. While there is always the risk of sexually transmitted infections or unintended pregnancy, the risks of emotional pain and heartbreak are lower than in a loving relationship. Sex can be engaged in without any expectation of emotional commitment, and partners can walk away without any significant emotional fallout. Another factor that contributes to the expense of love is the societal norms and expectations surrounding relationships. In many cultures, love is seen as a necessary precursor to marriage and family formation. This means that couples who are in love may be expected to get married, which can be an expensive and time-consuming process. Weddings can cost tens of thousands of dollars, and the process of finding the right partner and building a life together can take years. In contrast, sex can be engaged in without any expectation of marriage or family formation, and partners can walk away without any societal stigma. It is also worth noting that the expense of love and the perceived and quote, freeness and quote, of sex can vary. Depending on one's gender, sexual orientation, and socio-economic status. In many societies, women are expected to bear the burden of emotional labor in relationships, which can make love feel even more expensive for them. LGBTQ individuals may face additional societal stigma and barriers to finding and maintaining loving relationships. People from lower socioeconomic backgrounds may not have access to the same resources and opportunities as those from higher socioeconomic backgrounds, which can make it harder for them to invest in love. However, it is important to note that the notion that sex is free is not entirely accurate. While sex may not require the same level of emotional investment as love, it still has costs and consequences. Engaging in unprotected sex can lead to unintended pregnancy or sexually transmitted infections, which can have financial and emotional costs. Furthermore, engaging in casual sex can have emotional consequences such as feelings of guilt, shame, or regret. The idea that sex is free may also contribute to the objectification and commodification of sexuality, which can have negative impacts on individuals and society as a whole. The idea that love is expensive while sex is free is a complex and multifaceted one. Love involves a higher level of emotional and physical intimacy, greater risk and uncertainty, and societal norms and expectations that can make it feel more expensive. Sex, on the other hand, can be engaged in without emotional commitment or financial investment, but it still has costs and consequences. Ultimately, the decision to invest in love or engage in casual sex is a personal one that depends on one's values, goals, and circumstances. It is worth noting that love and sex are not mutually exclusive, and many individuals engage in both at different points in their lives. Some people may prioritize love and commit to long-term relationships, while others may prefer casual sexual encounters. There is no right or wrong approach, and individuals should make choices that align with their values and goals. However, it is important to recognize the value and importance of emotional intimacy and connection. While sex can be a pleasurable physical experience, it may not provide the same level of emotional fulfillment and satisfaction as a loving relationship. Love can bring joy, companionship, and support, and can provide a sense of purpose and meaning in life. It requires effort and investment, but the rewards can be profound and long-lasting. The idea that love is expensive while sex is free is a complex and nuanced one. While love may require more investment of time, effort, and resources, it also offers a higher level of emotional intimacy and fulfillment. Sex, on the other hand, can be engaged in without significant emotional or financial investment, but it still has costs and consequences. Ultimately, the decision to invest in love or engage in casual sex is a personal one that depends on one's values, goals, and circumstances. One moral that can be drawn from the idea that love is expensive while sex is free is that meaningful relationships require effort and investment. While casual sex may be easy and convenient, it may not provide the same level of emotional fulfillment and connection as a loving relationship. Love requires vulnerability, communication, and compromise, and may involve sacrifices and challenges. However, the rewards can be profound and long-lasting, and can provide a sense of purpose and meaning in life. This moral can be applied not only to romantic relationships, but also to friendships, family relationships, and other social connections. Building and maintaining meaningful relationships requires effort and investment, but can provide numerous benefits such as social support, personal growth, and a sense of belonging. By prioritizing and investing in our relationships, we can cultivate deeper connections and lead more fulfilling lives. In conclusion, the idea that love is expensive while sex is free highlights the importance of investing in meaningful relationships. While love may require more effort and resources than casual sex, the rewards can be profound and long-lasting. By prioritizing and investing in our relationships, we can cultivate deeper connections and lead more fulfilling lives. One best quote for love and sex is, and quote, "Love is not just a feeling, it's an action. It's about what you do for the person you say you love." End quote. Dr. Michelle Caroulis. One best quote for life is, and quote, "Meaningful relationships require effort and investment." End quote.